What's going on, YouTube? Apologies for the new angle, but the car's so hot it fucking melted my little mount down, so it fell off. I want to get back to some financial topics here. I know there's obviously some crazy news going on. I think I'm going to make another video when I get home about some of that. Don't want to get too into it back to back every single time, but want to do a little, not so much a housing market update, but just kind of talk housing market in general. Seeing lots of videos coming from any of the housing YouTubers or whatever you want to call them that I personally watch on YouTube and follow, pay attention to, people on X that I follow housing market wise. It looks like, and you guys can tell me if you're seeing the same thing, we're seeing some regional housing market, maybe not full on collapse yet, but definitely downturns. Southern United States, particularly Texas and Florida, seem like they're getting crushed right now, and housing prices are decreasing quickly. I'm talking like 20-30% decreases. Now, in the grand scheme of things, I think the one video I was watching, they were talking about housing prices in Miami. I believe it was Dade County, which is Miami, if I'm thinking right. In the last, if you take out this year, basically over the past 5 years before that, went up like 75% increase in home prices there. And now we're seeing like a 20, 30, 40% correction depending on which part of the county and the city you're in and things like that. So grand scheme, technically everything's still more expensive than it was, but how quickly this downturn is accelerating is interesting. And I think it's kind of obvious where this is coming from. The COVID relocation that kind of happened, where all these people moved from out west California areas down into Texas, Florida. People from New York move into Florida, Jersey, things like that. East Coast states that locked down really hard and had really strict rules, they left. And especially if they had the means to leave. They were obviously already wealthy. They leave, they go to Florida. Now they have the means to go back because they're still wealthy. Obviously, if they're invested in stocks, their net worth has probably skyrocketed since then. So they're doing pretty good. And now they're trying to get out of Florida and Texas and some of these other states, Georgia and some other things specifically. And they're trying to go back to where they came from in the first place. And that's causing these local markets to collapse. And like I said, I don't think this is more, as of right now, than a localized phenomenon. We'll see if it spreads and gets into other places. Where I'm at personally here in Ohio, Midwest, nothing really changing. I think home prices have decreased like 3 or 4%. So that's good. We're seeing small marginal decrease. That's not enough to really do anything. And I just paid my first mortgage payment personally this month. God, that fucking hurt. And my mortgage isn't even really that much. I think we pay $1,300. We're paying a little extra over what it is just to make it an even round number. But I mean, $1,300 on a $210,000 house with 10% down. I mean, it's a lot of money. I don't know how many people can afford it still. Like, a lot of people aren't making that much money. And I mean, you go to a city, rent is still high. Rents are slowly coming down is what I'm seeing. Again, you guys let me know if you're seeing something different, but my area is a little weird because it's like a rural area, so I think it's just an outlier. But the bigger cities, seems like the rents are coming down. Columbus, Cleveland seem reasonable. People I know there seem like they're getting decent rates, but it's still relatively high, and the homes are still high, prices are still high, and the mortgage rates are still terrible. They're not cutting rates. The more we look at it, the less likely it looks like they're gonna cut rates. It just depends how jobs look out into the next couple months, but we're gonna have to wait and find that out, and we'll see how fast, if they cut rates, and how fast they cut rates. So if they cut rates, great, they cut it by a quarter point. I mean, in the grand scheme, that's not doing a whole lot until they cut 1 or 2%, and we're back to 3.5% Fed funds rate, and we're back at like 5% mortgages, maybe. So, and that's a long way off, in my personal opinion. I don't think it's going to happen quick unless bad things happen. So let's kind of hope that doesn't happen, I guess, in terms of that. But overall, the housing market is showing some signs of weakness, which, I mean, depends on what situation you're in. If I'm talking to people that are in a similar situation to what I'm in, that's good news, because I'm hoping my friends, family, all the people that are my age, I think we kind of lucked out with our situation buying the house, and we just happen to be in a good spot, had some money. We were already saving for the down payment for the house, and then had something kind of fall in our lap a little bit. So unusual, I would say, and not typical at all, as far as we knew the people were selling it and some things like that. I can get into it in a different video if you'd want to hear about the process. It wasn't too crazy. But for the average person trying to go house searching, or they want to buy a house right now, it's just a terrible value proposition. Anybody who knows anything about anything, I feel like, is telling you, except maybe Dave Ramsey. Ramsey might be the only one, and I get where he's coming from, where he's just like, real estate only goes up, and in his experience it kind of has, I guess. Similar to stock market type thing. It's not an investment in that way, but property prices don't really go down if you're in a reasonably nice area, if you're not in like the worst area of all time. And I can't really argue with that, but right now, as far as your payment goes, we're at peak levels of unaffordability, of where people aren't making enough money, the home prices, the rates are too high. It's just a terrible combination right now. Not ideal to be buying a home. Sadly, like I said, I want people around me. I want people to be able to afford these things. And I don't think you should have to make $140,000, $150,000, $200,000 to afford a, whatever it is, a $200,000 or $250,000 house. My house is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Like, this is not a mansion. It's it doesn't count the basement and the square footage. It's like a 1,200 square foot house in Mansfield, Ohio, man. Like, this isn't like peak area to live in. This isn't like a super desirable neighborhood or anything like that around here. We're not in a large metro or big city area. Like, it's still crazy. All things considered, it's still crazy. So I want to know, pick your guys' brains a little bit, see if you're seeing the same things I'm seeing, that it looks like the cracks are forming. But I feel like I've been saying that for 6 months, maybe even a year at this point. Like, it's been so long where we're just talking about, things are getting better. Things look like they're softening up a little bit. But, I mean, granted, the housing market's a huge ship. It's not going to turn in one day. Nothing, and hopefully it doesn't, because then we're looking at like 2008 style crash and things. But I don't know. I'm tired of talking. It's too hot in this car. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a like on the video if you got something out of it. Dislike it if you didn't. And I'd appreciate it if you subscribe, come back. I'm making videos every day. Like I said, we're probably going to get into a little more of this Epstein stuff again tonight maybe, but we shall see. So if not, I'll catch you guys tomorrow.